Hey friends, it's Judy Klock, your independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Middletown, Virginia. And I'm coming to you today for another lesson at lunch. And what I want to share with you today is our embossing paste. Now I have to say that I was always nervous to work with embossing paste because I thought it would make a very big mess. But when I went to the demonstrator retreat in Tennessee at the beginning of the month, we got to play with embossing paste and I fell in love. So this is the card we made during our make and take at the retreat. Now this is the like the flat embossing paste. There are two kinds. There are shimmery and there are like flat or just matte. And this was the matte. So today I'm going to play with the shimmery paste, which adds, I don't know if you can see it, but it has like a little bit of sparkle to it. So let's go ahead and see what we've got. So there are, like I said, there are two kinds. They come in these little plastic bags, and I would recommend that you keep them in there because it does dry out pretty quickly. So you don't want to have it dry out on you. So this is our regular embossing paste. Okay, and you can see there's, I did open it. So there's quite a bit in there. You get quite a bit in there. Okay, and so just keep that closed. Actually, I'm going to add like a piece of saran wrap over this too, and then tie the lid really tight and keep it in the Ziploc bag just to make sure that it does stay really airtight. But today we're going to work with our shimmery paste. I'm going to put that one away. And I've got our shimmery paste here. Okay, it says, see, shimmery white embossing paste. Okay, and I've got my, whoop. Here we go. And you can see, and when you open it, it's actually got like sparkles in there. So I'm going to just keep it closed for a minute because we're not quite ready. So I have here a piece of our basic white. This is 3 3/4 by 5 because we're going to mount it on on another mat. So I have here just some basic painter's tape. And the reason being is that I don't want this paper to move. So I am going to put my painter's tape on the bottom. And I have here a large craft sheet, a silicone craft sheet that I bought on Amazon. Actually, it was a gift from my sister and she got it on Amazon. All right, so I've got that, then that's not gonna move anywhere. So now we have our, what are these? This is our Abundant Beauty decorative mask set. And this is where we have the snowflake mask. So I am going to put this down on my surface. And again, I'm going to just kind of use some painter's tape to kind of hold my mask in place. Okay, and you can position this so you can get sort of whatever is part of the image you want on there. I'm just kind of center it on there. So then I'm going to take my embossing paste. I have 3 different palette knives here. Okay, so I'm going to take this one, and I've got my little silicone craft sheet, and I'm going to add some paste to my craft sheet. You don't need much. A little bit really does go a very long way. And actually, I think I might even put that back in there because it doesn't take much. All right, I'm going to add a couple of drops of balmy blue. I'm going to add let's add 1 to see. We can always add more, but we can't take it out. Let's see what color we get with 1 drop. I'm just going to kind of mix it up. It's kind of like coloring icing with food coloring, right? It's kind of looks a little bit like icing. Don't eat it. Don't eat it though. All right, so now we've got, I kind of like that. We can make it darker. You can make it lighter. That was just 1 drop. So again, that's totally up to you. I'm just kind of going to mush it around a little bit more to make sure I've got that color all put in there. Okay, so now I'm just going to take my knife and I'm just going to scrape it over my cardstock. Okay, so probably could have done with a little bit more, but we'll get it done because all of this can come off because you don't really want to leave anything on there. And as soon as you're done, you're going to want to soak these in water, like warm water, to get all this embossing paste off of your masks and your palette knives. Because let me tell you, it does dry pretty quickly. we thought we were pretty quick with getting stuff washed at the retreat, and some of it was a little hard to come off because we weren't quite as quick as we had thought. So all of this is going to be great. Okay, so now somebody asked me how quickly it dries. It does dry pretty quickly, but you're not going to be able to use it immediately. You are going to have to set it aside for maybe like 5 minutes to make sure that paste kind of dries off, right? I am going to, let's see, I still got a little bit extra. I can even go on there just again. And the reason you don't want to put too much on is because, one, you don't want it to dry out before you can use it. And two, you don't want to waste it because it's so pretty. Okay, so I am going to lift this off. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so I am going to just kind of move this out of the way. We're going to let that dry. We're going to set that aside. I'm going to grab quickly some baby wipes and just kind of wipe off my mats and my mask because I do want to make sure that I get this before it sets on everything. So, you know, I'm just kind of take this couple of seconds now. I'm just going to wipe down stuff. All right, I'm going to wipe off our mask. Now, I'm going to go clean this much better in a minute, but I just want to make sure that I can get the majority of this off so it doesn't dry on my mask. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of take that off. Don't forget, you got to do the other side too, because sometimes, you know, it goes through the holes in your mask. Okay, see, I'm just going to get that. All right, so that is good for now. That is good for now. We'll take that off when we're done with this. So here is, so this is drying. This is our card that is drying. It's still a little bit wet, so we're just going to let that sit. But when it's done, you're just going to add it to your card front. And there you have your embossing paste. And look at how pretty that looks. That's all you need to do. We're going to let those beautiful shimmery snowflakes kind of just really be the whole focal point of this card. I don't even think we need to add any gems. I added just a little sentiment down here and just a little tiny bit of that sparkly blue ribbon. And that is, we're going to call this done. So that is our embossing paste. We'll work again with this on Thursday, but I wanted to give you a quick, I can't even speak, a quick little introduction to embossing paste today. So if you have not tried this yet, I really encourage you to go ahead and get it. And I would just go ahead and get the shimmery white. I mean, the matte is okay. It's pretty. I just think the shimmery just adds that little extra something to your projects. So I will put a link down below to my blog post that will have all the information about what we used today, as well as a shopping link so you can go ahead and buy your own embossing paste. Have a great day, everybody. I'll be back Thursday at 7:30 for another live demo. I'll see you then.